Hello everyone, I'm Renown0, and it would appear that gamers are absolutely making their voices heard and fighting back against the egregious pricing of Mario Kart World being $80 both digital and physically. Obviously, you can get the bundle and save $30, but it's still egregious that the game is even $80 in the first place. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, it is one of those situations like they did with Tears of the Kingdom where they upped just that one game to $70 with Tears of the Kingdom back when games were $60, and now they're doing the same thing, of course, with Mario Kart World, bumping that specific game up to $80 while everything else is $70. But if you're in other regions, you'll be upwards of paying 90 euros for a physical copy of Mario Kart World. I did explain this yesterday as well, because there are people that are saying it's 90 US dollars when it's really other regions. And it's important to note that in other regions, games do cost more, especially with Canada wanting to, up their prices there. And you're paying upwards of apparently $114 for a digital copy of this game, Mario Kart World, that is. And it's absolutely cowardly, in my opinion, of Nintendo to turn off the live chat for this Nintendo Treehouse for Nintendo Switch 2 that they did, that showed multiple gameplay videos and such of things like Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, the differences between the Nintendo Switch 1 and the Nintendo Switch 2 versions of Breath of the Wild, which to me looked pretty good. Obviously, there's better texturing in the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild because you get that upscaling DLSS from NVIDIA's new technology in the Switch 2. And it's crazy to me, though, that they would turn their live chat replay off. Well, why did they turn their live chat replay off? Well, let's find out here from Nintendo Live. Quote-unquote, drop the price, screamed Nintendo fans during Nintendo's Treehouse Live broadcast. So they had their presentation. People were just non-stop spamming drop the price in the chat. And it's like I said earlier, I think it is absolutely cowardly of Nintendo to take off or turn off the live chat replay. And I think they should absolutely listen to even all the people that were in that chat to lower the price of Mario Kart World. And there are plenty of bigger YouTubers that you would expect to not be in agreement with it, but a lot of YouTubers such as Spawnwave, RGT85, Wood from Beat 'em Ups are also against this nonsense price, and they all made videos saying so. It was funny that watching people call RGT85 a grifter, which is hilarious when he's probably more based of a lot of the gaming YouTubers that I've seen, at least in my opinion. But it's interesting that they would do that with him, and yet he is in agreement that $80 for Mario Kart World is too expensive for families, because that's a family game. Imagine a family looking to buy this game for $80. Now, I'm sure somebody will say, well, you can get it for $80 and share it amongst your family, but even spending the $80 for a family might be too much. So let's get in this article here from Nintendo Life. Before we do, I know I'm going to try something different this time. Smash like, subscribe for more if you enjoy the video so far. The first of a couple of Nintendo Treehouse broadcasts has begun, and whilst we hoover up all the new information and details, some fans have been quick to tell the world, well, the official Nintendo of America YouTube channel, seems like they busted their link, channel at least exactly what they really desire to communicate to the head honchos over at Big NHQ. As seen below, almost as soon as the live show started, fans were jamming the live chat with drop the price messages, with one saying, Nintendo, we're poor, we can't afford $90 for Mario Kart. I guess that'd be right here, where the guy said, Nintendo, we're poor, we can't afford $90 for Mario Kart, you'll lose money from this, which, like I said earlier, that is a price for other countries. I even showed yesterday that pricing for the US is still $80 for Mario Kart, both physically and digitally. And then you have the game key codes for games like Street Fighter 6, most likely for Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade, and for even Bravely Default, which is a $40 game, and for some reason you have to get a game card key to access the game on the internet, which outside of you being able to play it offline, you might as well just buy it digitally, because buying a physical cartridge at that point makes no sense. You have an empty cartridge. You essentially just paid for a code in a box. So, but you got a cartridge this time. Instead of getting a code in a box, you got a cartridge in a box. If that makes sense. For those not yet clued up on everything, the Switch 2 will cost $395.99 or $449.99 US dollars at launch, with the Mario Kart World Bundle costing $429.99 euros or pounds and $449.99 US dollars. It's actually 500. It's actually 500. They did mess this up, I noticed. It's actually $500 for the Mario Kart World Bundle. That's for UK and US, so make sure you check your local pricing. We have to say, although cheaper would always be welcomed, we, or this writer at least, felt the price was bang on what we expected, and we're just glad it didn't creep further towards the mental barrier of $500. The games, well, yes, Nintendo dropped the price. So again, most games, it seems like, from Nintendo will be $70. Like I said, they pulling a fast one like they did with Tears of the Kingdom at the last moment, because they didn't want to talk about price in the actual direct itself. They kind of skimmed over prices of games, upgrade packs, and the system itself, which, again, the upgrade packs are also stupid. That should be free, which I also mentioned in yesterday's video, that Xbox can do it for free, yet for some reason Sony and Nintendo can charge you for an upgrade pack. Like, what's the difference? It's just like a patch. It's like paying for a patch. But yeah, as you can see, this was kind of what the chat was. Drop the price, drop it, drop the price, drop the price. You know, of course you have either a person who really actually believes this, or this person, or they're just being what you would call a contrarian, just saying the opposite because reasons. Because you just have to somehow go against the grain because you're that stupid. And then, of course, they charge people for a tutorial game to explore the Switch itself, which is also stupid. Why? PlayStation was able to include Astro's Playroom as a built-in free game. They gave you Wii Sports when you bought the Wii when that came out. It's like, why couldn't you have just thrown this in there for free to give you a more perceived value of the console outside of just the $450 or $500 you'll pay for the Switch 2 or Switch 2 with Mario Kart World Bundle, respectively? It just doesn't make much sense, does it? But, at least people aren't just sitting there and taking it, obviously. As I also said in yesterday's video, I'm only going to be getting the Switch 2 if I can get the Switch 2 bundle. If I cannot get the Switch 2 bundle, I'm just going to wait, because there's really no point. I'm not going to do that. I've got plenty of Switch 1 games I still have to play through. So I've got plenty of backlog to play through. And, of course, Game Pass. I've got games coming up like Doom the Dark Ages I want to check out. And I still need to play through Indiana Jones. So I've got plenty of games to play. I got a huge backlog, but those are my thoughts on this. I just want to give you guys this information, showing that at least quite a few people are not putting up with Nintendo's BS. So thank y'all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you did like the video, smash the like button. Comment below with your feelings about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on the channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.